What if a roguelite had furniture that tried to kill you? Oh, okay, nope. Or if it turned your desktop into a battlefield. Alright. Or what if? No, wait. I'll save that for later. These aren't your typical roguelites. These are the ones that aren't scared to smell different, feel different, be different. And I would highly recommend every single one of these to you.
Talking to me?
Yes, you. Before we dive in, I want to mention the term roguelike and roguelite gets tossed around more than my ex. So let me clear some things up. One, I'm better off without her. And two, all of these games end your run when you die. That's the roguelike part. But they also let you carry upgrades between runs as well as have run specific upgrades. And that's where the light part comes in. The thing is, these games blend so many genres together that roguelite doesn't tell the whole story anymore. So instead of saying psychological horror first person roguelike, we'll name it Sci-Horrite or Sci-Serenite. The names are a work in progress. Regardless, that's what Golden Light is. Oh no! Oh my goodness. I don't care. What am I supposed to do now? The game takes place inside the gut. A living, shifting labyrinth of meat and bone. You're searching for someone you love, but as you descend in the elevator, you seem to get further and further away from her. Alright, let me just get the freaking flippity flip out of here. We won't find her in these corridors. I don't give a fuck. I found her in this fucking weird alley. Well, how do you like the fresh air? Turns out we're lost. We can't stay here until the morning. I haven't walked in the rain in years. Well, how would you like... I was reading that. Everything in this game is wrong in the best way possible. From the walls to the map, it all came together to give me chills during the whole gameplay. And it's all procedural. Every floor, every item, every weird looking map thing that you could eat. It's all stitched together, and the algorithm does an amazing job doing everything it can just to make sure that you feel uneasy. Good. The gut is a strange place. The walls here are constantly shifting. Items are changing. Yesterday I ate a fish head and it healed me. Today I ate another one and it poisoned me. How do I get rid of this map? Damn, that's a big ass map. What if I eat it? Holy meat, you really did it. Was I not supposed to? Let me ask you something. Have you ever had those moments when you really wish you had a meat hole that you could shove your fist into? Yes, a meat hole. Well, if you're like me, you'll be ecstatic because this game has just that. That's one of the ways you can get upgrades. From the depths of the meat hole, you can hear a female quietly singing. Yeah, let's... Oh, look. Let it die. When you suffer, all suffer. What will he become when he grows up? A plant, a computer, or an ottoman? Now, you may have to pull up the wiki to find out what some of this stuff means. Or you can play eeny, meeny, miny, mo to choose your fate. You can eat weapons or even weird meat that can heal, poison, or even whisper to you. Fuck it. My belly opened and began to eat gold. No. And you'll even find notes from the loved one, which can help you piece a story together, which is buried in the cuts between levels. You soon find out it's about obsession, how far you'll go for someone who may not even exist anymore. Golden Light turns the death, repetition, progression of a roguelite into a metaphor about something, I think. I'm still not too sure, but if you end up playing and do find out, please let me know. This game and all the other games in this video will be linked in the description. Speaking of the other games, the next one is a bullet hell desktop simulation roguelite, aka Roguelite. Windowkill is played in Windows. Even the main menu is separated into windows. Oh, this is dope! It's all different. You run in this. I don't know. Oh. What starts as a few calm windows soon makes you claustrophobic. The window starts closing in on you, suffocating you with every passing second. The only way to expand the window is by shooting the borders. Until then, you're confined to your window prison. Mechanically, it's a twin stick shooter. You're fighting waves of viruses, hands, and some sort of worms. It's a roguelite that constantly puts a pressure on you. It's like 4th and goal with the score tied up. You can't help but to hold your breath. As your screen collapses, you have no choice but to panic. You end up aiming, dodging, and thinking worse than you already do. You'll even lose your place as you're trying to keep track of 3 bosses on the screen at the same time. Everything you kill drops points, and you can conveniently use them to buy upgrades at any point just by pressing spacebar. You'll get 3 random passive upgrades to choose from. Then you've got the bosses who drop stars. You can use the stars to buy active abilities instead of passives, and they do have cooldowns, so you have to activate big brain mode and use them sparingly. The upgrades are simple and generic, but I found them to be super impactful. You can boost your health or movement speed, expand your pickup range, or even add an extra projectile. There's even one that increases the amount that your bullets move the window, which sounds pretty good until you get pulled across the screen without consent. And once you buy an upgrade, you can choose it again later, but each time it costs more. And there's even different characters you can choose from. Some are obviously better than others, and they all have their own exclusive upgrades that can turn them into absolute units. So yeah, choose your upgrades wisely, your characters carefully, and let me know if you're able to beat my high score. Windowkill makes you fight for space. This next one just makes you fight. It's a platform fighter roguelite that we'll call Flight. That's bullshit! Okay, maybe not. I was just button mashing. Spiritfall is basically a beautiful bastard child of Hades and Smash Bros. You play as the Omen Forge, which is this guy, who was chosen to rekindle a flame and rid the place of plague. You know, very cliche stuff. We are the divine spirits, chosen to guide and protect this realm. Our powers have been diminishing ever since the great gate closed. Our hope remains. Take this mask and use it to restore our strength. And I agree, it's a premise that is super familiar and overused, but it's a good thing that the story isn't the highlight of the game. It's the combat. Every god you meet alters your build by giving you elemental powers, better combos, or even special attacks. Each god has specific upgrades. One favors fire and aggression, another serenity and healing. And they completely change the way you fight. So you get to kind of pick and choose. You also get to choose your path between fights. Some doors lead to time trials where your speed determines the reward. The faster you go, the better the reward. The slower you go, you get almost nothing. Others drop you into boss arenas where you have to knock the enemy off the stage 3 times. Hidden Rift discovers the blight has penetrated the realm beyond and created a hidden rift. To defeat the enemy, you must knock it into the edges of the room 3 times before they escape. You have heavy hits that launch enemies across the screen, and you can even chain into light attacks or mid-air hits that make you feel like an absolute unit. You can even equip different weapons. Each one changes the play style, so you get to kind of pick and choose your favorite. You can unlock permanent upgrades that carry between runs, so every death still pushes you a little bit forward. This game really lets you experiment. Since each run you fight the same bosses in the same order as the last, you can try sticking with one type of upgrade or mixing them up. I found the raccoon to be my favorite. Well, because it's a raccoon. And it also allows you to apply Confuse to your enemies, which gives you extra damage when hitting them from the back. The raccoon even gives you abilities that gives you a clone of your character, so the copy mirrors your exact moves. But you don't even need to stick with one. Some elements synergize with each other, which opens the door for even more combinations. And quietly, beneath all the glorious fighting, there's a story about devotion and serving powers greater than yourself. And you can't help but wonder, what's the next game on the list? Alright, I'm done. I suck at this game. Well, it's a bullet hell arcade action roguelike, or Roguelites, called Kickback. And believe it or not, it only has 46 reviews. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 46 reviews. It's been out for about half a year, and every single one of the reviews are positive. Kickback's mechanics is what sets it apart. The only way to move is to shoot. You don't use WASD, you just shoot and go where your bullets take you. If you're curious about the lore, your ship's propulsion system is busted. Alarm sounds. Alarm sounds louder. Alarm sounds louder. Rebooting main sequences. Unit damage, core sustainability, 45%. Main engine failed. Transfer all energy to weapons. But if you want the real explanation, the devs just kinda hate us. You start with a single character and unlock more as you progress. There's 3 in total. I'm sure each one has their quirks, but I had 9 games to play and I only played this one for about an hour. But no matter who you choose, they all have one thing in common. Gravity works against them. Your movement is dictated by how much firepower you want to let out. A shotgun sends you flying, and a pistol gives you more control, but a little bit less speed. It's kind of weird at first because you have to shoot away from where you want to go, which feels like using your left hand, if you know what I mean. But once it clicks, it just feels like someone else is moving for you. Each arena is small, just a single screen, and enemies spawn in from every side, and a red flash tells you where from. Your only goal is to survive until the timer hits 0, and once it does, you gotta defeat a boss that shows up. I think I got it. Nope, I don't got it. That shit's tough. Fun though. You can bounce off walls, slam weaker enemies with your body, or do whatever this is. I killed him! Was just a sliver of health. It's all part of the experience. Every kill drops XP, and when you level up, you get to choose between perks and stat boosts. Perks can be cool and useful or ruin your whole run. You can boost your damage, reload faster, make bullets ricochet, or even get this little cool thingy that orbits around you. The game even has some accessibility settings, so you can tone down enemy damage, boost XP, or whatever else you need to do. I would have done that, but I'm not. What really makes Kickback great is all these small things it has. The heavy, pulsing soundtrack, the color palettes, and the amazing artwork. It's not flashy just to be flashy. It's built into its character. It makes it who it is. So Kickback is a roguelite that literally moves you right into your own death. But when you finally get into flow state, it's one of the most rewarding control systems I've ever played. Think I give a fuck if threat rises? Okay, that's a lot of threats. And after that head rush, I needed something to lower my heart rate. So I decided to load up some Tic Tactic. Ugh! Little ducky, no! It's a turn-based strategy deck building roguelite. It takes one of the simplest games ever made and somehow turns it into a roguelite deck builder that makes you want to do unspeakable things to those stupid little ducks. I was surprised when I found out that this game only has 12 reviews. Despite how infuriating it could be, I found it to be a really well made game. You're a cute duck fighting other winged creatures on this little 3x3 board. But the longer you play, you realize you're not playing tic-tac-toe anymore. It's somehow turned into chess. Oh shit, I should have seen that. I fucking hate that water. It always catches me off guard. The premise is simple. You're ducky and your only goal is to survive a deadly game of tic-tac-toe. You play X's that have special effects. I'm trying to make combos and deal damage, but the board never resets. Every move is permanent unless all slots are filled. Then the board finally clears. Some of the tiles deal damage, some buff or debuff, some change how the board behaves entirely. The roguelite structure keeps it fresh. Each run takes you through different regions with new enemies, hazards, and weird NPCs who all have their own personality. You could unlock new tiles, outfits, and weapons that all affect how you play, so every run ends up feeling slightly different. What makes it so addicting is how deceptive it is. You think, oh, I've played tic-tac-toe a million times. How hard could this be? Then you've been outsmarted by a chicken. That's what I give for being an idiot. And that's when you realize you can't use the same cheap strategies you used to when you were a kid. This time it's about learning how to think 5 steps ahead. The visuals are clean and colorful, easy to read, with just enough personality. If you like strategy games as well as roguelites, this one's gonna scratch that itch hard, really hard. And if you're into speedrunning, there's even a small community in their Discord. This game humbled me. I really thought it was gonna be a cakewalk, but I ended up getting bent over for 2 hours straight. At least I got this cute outfit, right? Oh, look at my little bitch. I'm a bitch. It takes something you already know and thought you outgrown and turns it into an addictively difficult roguelite. A game that's just as addicting but not as infuriating as SWAPMEAT. You're a fresh grown meat puppet and you're working for a company called Ragnus Meat Co. You get dropped onto enemy planets to complete prime directives, while a timer counts down the arrival of the hunters, which are basically deck collectors that want your cheeks. You either finish the job fast, or you get turned into confetti and told happy birthday back on the ship.
It's another happy birthday.
Your kills have a chance to drop parts. Heads, torsos, legs, and each slot has its own HP bar. Your overall health is white and your XP is yellow. Parts break independently, but I found that the torso tends to pop off first. And every graft adds an active ability and passive that really changes your kit. For example, with the spider legs, you could walk really fast and dash. You're also immune to webs. You got a pilot head that rips your head off to deploy a flying turret. You got a belly grinder that drains energy from nearby enemies just to increase your damage and movement. Or you could even get the gobble gazer or wasp heads that spit homing eyeballs. You're constantly triaging and replacing broken parts. It really feels like a mix of Risk and Rain and Godbreakers. At the end of the mission, it's time to extract, so you call in the harvester. You protect the nodes while it does its thing and survive long enough to get your ass back home. It even has co-op, up to 4 players. I don't have any friends, so it was just me swapping out meat, but I can almost guarantee you it would be a blast. And so I have something to admit. When I said I didn't have friends, I lied. These are my friends. Dubba-dubba-da. That's right, little guy. Dubba-dubba-da. Oh, look, there goes one. Hey, little guy. How's it going? You're not hurting anybody, are you? You're not hurting a soul. What kind of shirt is that, man? Versace? It looks real good on you. I haven't seen anyone with a shirt like that before. Oh, what's up? You're... Alright. Oh. What? Music's popping up? Oh, shit! No! This is FIGHTQUEST. And before you watch this segment, I need you to know that this is just a demo. There isn't much content yet, but I had to include it just because what other roguelite lets you punch gnomes in the face? I'll keep this one short. If demos aren't your thing, then feel free to skip to the next one. I definitely saved the best for last. FIGHTQUEST isn't about finding the best loot, nor does it have an insane story. You just wander down a trail and find a wizard that you can chat with. Oh, look, a wizard.
Over there. What have you done? That was a family heirloom. You little...
What are you gonna do, huh? Who the hell is that in there? Essentially, he just wants you to kill the gnomes. You can do that, or you can make fun of them. And I don't really recommend that.
Will you help me, or are you going to make fun of me again? I am not bold. I don't really care if you help me at this point. Just let me know. I'm so close. Yeah, Coal syrup.
You go through waves of gnomes, and each wave you get to choose between a few upgrades. As of right now, there aren't that many, and they are pretty simple. You can increase damage, health, speed, or even apply burn. Once you hit round 15, the demo is essentially over. A screen pops up, and you can either quit or go endless mode. But there is one more thing the game doesn't tell you about. Something I won't spoil for you, but I encourage you to try and visit it yourself. So before you assault your first gnome, come over here. There's this big tree with a creeper peeking through the window. But to the left of it, there's a hole in the floor. I promise you don't immediately die once you fall. Just trust me on this. And also, trust me when I say the next game is my favorite out of the bunch. It's a bullet hell sci-fi psychedelic roguelite called Picayune Dreams. Picayune Dreams. Now this one's the best of the best. The cream of the crop. The mash to your potatoes. It's a mushroom trip that never ends. You wake up in a void that doesn't stop shifting. The world warps, the background is empty, and the music keeps you going. How often do you come across a bullet hell that fills you with emotion? Oh, this is nice. The story unwraps itself between runs. You're a kid named Sil who doesn't look like a hero, but handles hordes of enemies like they owe her money. You are among the top 0... Oh, this is pretty horrible. It is a great pleasure to inform you that you have been selected for the program. I didn't play enough to play through the whole story, but after this video comes out, I guarantee it's the first game I'm loading up. I've done some digging and found that there are 4 main bosses per run, then a final one, but also 4 optional bosses you get to summon. if you discover their secret triggers throughout the game. Beat them and congrats, you unlock extra levels, achievements, and even more lore. There is a huge skill tree, but each run gives you limited points, so you have to make a plan of action after each run. There's about 45 items, and that does seem like a lot, but really, only a few matter. Or maybe I just suck. Because during my time playing, I would only stick with about 3 to 6 items. Maybe that's why I didn't get very far. Most survivor likes let you do your own thing once you get the hang of it, but not this game. It's constantly evolving and you have no choice but to use your evolution stone or be left behind. That's a Pokemon reference, by the way. And that was 8 unique roguelites I think are worth your time. If you enjoyed, please consider dropping a like, comment, and sub. This took some time to make, but as long as some people enjoyed it, that's all that matters. I'll see you on the next one.